No.
Okay. Go ahead. Here.
All the people.
Oh, okay.
This way I can see how you react. Who smirks?
Keep your comments.
Yeah, rolling their eyes. Oh, yeah, right, okay. Yeah. This speech is being recorded for training purposes. You know, as you run a business and you go through life and you hire different people or you work with different people, when you hire a person, you have certain expectations. And you say, well, what am I hiring this person for? What job are they going to do? All the jobs are very important. Some are very technical. Some are based more on communication. Some people are great speakers. They're great communicators. They're great bullshitters. They can go out and be salespeople. They can be service people. That's right.
There you go.
Great bullshitters. Some are really nice and everybody likes them. And there are others that are very nice also. And everybody likes them. Some wear little green visors and just sit in the corner and do their work. Some are very analytical. And that's true because I've noticed there are people that we hire, they're great with numbers. They're great with numbers. But don't ask them to do a document. Don't ask them to write a letter. They don't know how to write letters. But they can do an Excel spreadsheet. They can analyze things. And then there's other people that are great with documents, great with words, but not necessarily great with numbers. And then there are some of these people are great with numbers, and then they can't talk to anybody. They have trouble communicating. They're shy. And those are all the different traits. And we all know this about people. If you've raised children, you know that about your children. You know that about your friends. You know that about your relatives. And those are the skills that you bring to work. Some people are organized, some people are disorganized. Some people always seem like they're in a hurry, and some people always seem calm. And in working with Barbara over the years, she's been able to do everything. She's one of those few people who is able to do it all.
They will now.
It'll be on 2 million hits on YouTube. I mean, she works with Ann Brannon. Believe it or not, Ann actually went to law school. And Ann's a lawyer, and she's got, you started when you were about 25, 26 years old. She has like 20 years of experience. And she writes documents, does documents, but Barbara helps support her. Barbara takes care of her. Barbara organizes planned terminations, organizes amendments and notices. She puts together bills and works with numbers. And she speaks with people, and when she talks, when Barbara talks, people listen. I do receive many, many, many compliments about the company. It's very seldom that I receive complaints. And when I do receive a complaint, my first reaction, I feel a little bad. But then I think, well, wait a minute, for every complaint, I probably get 70 compliments. Not to get off of Barbara, but just last week, a week ago yesterday, I was in downtown Chicago with Mark Hurwitz, working with one of our clients, Adler, Murphy, and McQuillan. And I had a fellow there with me from a company we're working with now called Great West Life. And Diana Dukovic was sitting across from us. And I felt like she was running an advertisement for the Pension Specialist Limited. I really did. She said, I don't really care who we use as the record keeper, but the pension specialist is great. Your people are fantastic. Your people do a great job. And she did mention, by the way, John Parrott. She said John Parrott does a great job. She mentioned Joanne Wolf, and she mentioned 3 or 4 other people. And I was proud of the fact that she knows their names. And I swear to God, in an hour-and-a-half meeting, 5 different times she went back to how great we were. And a lot of that greatness is the same type of thing that Barbara. I've had at least, I don't count them, but at least a dozen times I've had people point out Barbara and say, Barbara Meyer at your office is very professional. And I think that's one of the things that Barbara prides herself on, is being professional and doing a good job and being accurate and being efficient and being timely and being professional. She's organized and disciplined. She's everything you could want. And, you know, Kaylee's been so sad. Kaylee said to me the other day, every day, you know, can't you give her a bonus, give her a raise, get her to stay? Maybe she can work 6 months here and 6 months in Arizona. I said, well, if she doesn't sell her house, she might have to work 6 months here. But Barbara, you've done a fantastic job. And everybody here knows that. You are like steady and stable and always moving forward. There are no problems with you. Now, I'm not aware of any mistakes or any errors or anything. Nobody's told on you, huh?
You'd be amazed at any pay raise where it all goes.
I see.
Don't tell Joel.
So the young people have had the opportunity to work with her for a couple of years or a couple of months. You should learn from her and always continue to try to improve yourself. Try to learn. Try to be the best you can. Try to be professional and be like Barbara. Be Barb. Be Barb. Now what I want to do is, and I wish we would have kind of planned this, you know, if anybody would like to come up here and talk about some memories of Barbara. Now, not when she got really drunk at that Christmas party 12 years ago.
Dancing until 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Closing up
Or
the
we
band.
caught her smoking a joint back on the patio. Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't do
Okay.
But she shares. It's delegation.
But if you have something you'd like to say, some way that Barbara helped you or has influenced you or made an impression on you, then come on up here. So somebody better come up, because now it's on the spot.
This is good, because they usually do this at funerals, and you don't get to hear them.
No, don't make this a eulogy.
This is a celebration.
Yeah, I often said if I was told that I had 6 months to die, I would 6 months to live, 6 months to die. I would throw my own going away party. I'd have everybody come. Then they could say all the nice things right to me. All right, well, if anybody wants to come on up here, feel free. Poor Ann should be first. We can't. Or Barbara.
You might table dance. You should. Yeah. They got such a nice tablecloth. I did a training on enrollment books for Nationwide. And I told the class that I used to do training in one of my previous lives. And that one of the classes that I taught was on time management, how to do a project and break it apart so it gets done. And that one of the it was an all-day class. So you had to find ways to keep people's attention for a 5 to 6 hour session with a break for lunch. And that usually at 1 o'clock I started the session by standing on the table saying, okay, is everybody full now? It's time to stay awake. We're going to do a group project. And everybody's got to talk and share. And I always plan my day, my training that way. But I did get everybody's attention, didn't I? So that was in a previous life. I haven't been able to do that for a long time.
Time in the world now.
Now you have all the time.
Tables all week. I worked for TPS. I started in 2002, February the 20th, and I've asked myself why I stayed so long, because I was already 60 years old when I joined the firm, and usually you retire when you're 65. And I had tried that.
Didn't go well, did it?
60 and it didn't work. I just had too much energy, and I just was bored out of my mind.
And I think you did come to me at one point and said, well, I'm going to retire.
Yes, I did.
And I said, why would you want to do that? Why don't you just work 20 or 25 hours a week?
Exactly. Yes. So that's what we did. So, in fact, that is one of the reasons why I've stayed for the time I have, was because of the flexibility that's been allowed for me as I've transitioned in my life and had family first issues throughout that time. My mother got very ill at the time, and I had to be gone for almost a month. And I'd only been to TPS a little over a year at that time, and I was concerned that I would not have a job when I got back, but it was there for me, and people were very accommodating and covered for me. That means a lot. It means a lot to an individual when they're going through a trauma time like that. And the other thing about the working at TPS with the position, various responsibilities that I've had, is every position I've had and transitioned to has allowed me to learn something new, learn different techniques on the computers. Computers have always changed. You have to remember that when computers started in the world, I was already 40 years old, and I go into this classroom and I sit down in the classroom with this big box in front of me, not the nice little screens we have now, I have these big boxes, and I'm looking at this machine, and here's this young 20-year-old standing there in front of the class, and you're probably wondering where the off-on switch is. He was right. Yeah. So I feel like I've come a long way, but it's a continuing education. I've always wanted to continue to learn. I intend to continue with that, and can keep them little gray cells going. And so that's one of the other things that I've really enjoyed about TPS is the opportunity to continue to learn and maintain good skills. And they can be used in work as well as outside of work. And number 3, and probably the most important, are the people that I work with. Quite a few different personalities across the doorway. One of the first people that I shared an office with was Mike Nays.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
Mike Nays.
Big Mike.
Big Mike. And that was an understatement. Kim's about the closest in size since I've seen Mike. You know?
Well, he was about as tall as John Merwin, as wide as me.
Yeah, he was a big man. And Joel came to my rescue by suggesting that we divide the room that we were in so that I would no longer have to
That's right.
smell awful chips that.
I remember that. I remember that. A lot of people thought that was a stupid idea to put that wall there, but that was a good idea.
Yes, yes. But,
They didn't like the idea about the metal bars,
no, they didn't like to.
but the wall worked out fine.
So, but everybody that has come through the doors or been a part of my life there has left an impression. That's truly, I've learned something from everybody that I have come in contact with. And you've all made an impression on my life and been a very positive one. And I think that's really what I'm going to miss the most is the people. And, you know, it's like Nicole. I've known her since before she was Nicole Coyne. It took me a long time to get rid of the old last name, and now it's Coyne, and remembering that it was Coyne, you know. But now she's got 2 beautiful daughters and just a great life. So things like that as I've seen transition. And Kim with her daughter now driving. I remember bringing pictures when she was this little, and now she's probably taller than her. Oh yeah. So it's those things in life that mean a great deal. And as you pass by, don't forget. I will let you know how to keep in touch with me. I will not be moving out of the area really, really fast. My granddaughter wants me to be there tomorrow. That's not going to happen, especially now that I have this pink cow. I want to keep it as long as I can. But she's into pink, so I know that this is not going to last very long on my bedside. So I have a lot to be thankful for, and hope that you all have a great life and that you do keep in touch. I intend to continue to live well.
So we send you off with a little shump shump. Shump shump them that we hope you can use. We love you. We will miss you, and you certainly can come visit if you feel like you need to look at a planned document. Or that,
Or you can have a belly rub.
a belly rub with Kaylee Shin. She's gonna need like a slow transition to.
Well, we've been trying.
Yeah,
She
she
knows.
knows. She knows
Yes, she
something's
does.
up.
She does. Not like it. She really does, and she's not like you. That's for sure. But I hope the rest of you will share a few stories, because there are some stories in this room.
Who are you giving your parking spot to?
You know, I haven't.
Under that tree.
I haven't risked out my stores. I
right.
need to do that.
How much are you gonna pay her, Tom?
Yeah, right.
Everybody's little. Oh, yes, the highest bidder.
And I know that Ann is worried
Yes, she is.
about if we're going to find somebody that's going to be able to do what you do the way you do it. But we've got some young people here, and I think they're going to be willing to step up to the plate and try to do it. That's what I've heard.
That'll be great. And
Because what you do is very, very important.
You're mentioning Diana from Adler Murphy. I enjoy working with her. I find her to be a very professional woman. She's demanding, but you know what? She's paying for a service. And that's what business is that we're in, is the service. I give her the business.
Well, I'll start with a story.
Oh.
Actually, it's pretty benign. It's not risque in any way. The thing that I remember the most about Barbara is the day that Maddie was born. You know, I was gone the whole day. It was about 3:30ish or so, I think, when I called, and Barbara was the one who answered the phone, so I got to announce the birth of my child. So, and she was as giddy as anybody. It was like having another grandmother. It just made me feel so good.
Now she's 10.
Now she's 10.
Unbelievable.
Well, Pat,
point we help everyone get to.
now Pat, you've been sitting at the front desk with her for 3 years.
Yes, and it's been a lovely experience. Barb and I became friends long before she came to sit up there with me. But she and I would have some nice talks and about some of our values, and she's just been a lovely friend to me. So I'm gonna cry pretty soon.
You're such a star.